A lot of work goes into making a great movie, and usually, that amount of work and effort results in some pretty interesting movie facts. These are the kinds of stories that live on in Hollywood circles. Movie fans often can't get enough of this kind of cool film trivia. So today, we're going to explore some mind-blowing interesting facts from old films, new films, and legendary films in general. Before we begin this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more daily tips like this, and turn on notifications so you never miss our new videos. Number 1. Alien. The Chestburster scene in Alien is one of the most iconic horror scenes in film history. The reaction of the actors is real, as none of them were told what was going to happen. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's probably how we'd react also. Number 2. Pixar. In 1994, Pixar executives John Lasseter, Pete Docter, and Joe Ranft were having lunch when they came up with the idea that would become A Bug's Life, Finding Nemo, Monsters, Inc., and WALL-E. All that genius in one lunch. We can barely get back to work on time, let alone come up with 4 iconic movies. Number 3. The Terminator. A different actor almost played the infamous Terminator, O.J. Simpson. However, James Cameron turned the idea down. Why? OJ was deemed too pleasant. Yeah, look at him. That guy wouldn't hurt a fly. Number 4. Jurassic Park. The sound of the fearsome velociraptors communicating during the kitchen scene in Jurassic Park is decidedly less scary in real life. It was tortoises mating. Decidedly less scary or decidedly more. You decide. Number 5. American Psycho. Here's an interesting fact about an actor's inspiration. Christian Bale based his portrayal of Patrick Bateman in American Psycho on Tom Cruise. Director Mary Herron said Bale watched an interview with Cruise and saw this very intense friendliness with nothing behind the eyes. Wow, who could have pictured Tom Cruise as a crazy psychopathic weirdo? Wait, don't answer that. Number 6. Glengarry Glen Ross. Alec Baldwin's iconic monologue in Glengarry Glen Ross was not part of the original play. David Mamet added the scene for time. It is Baldwin's only scene. Funnily enough, it's also the most iconic. Number 7. Titanic. Everyone's favorite Titanic heartthrob Jack may have been based on a real person. Jack Thayer was a passenger who survived and may have had an affair with an actress who was on board. We wonder if he was also actually gypped out of getting on the raft too. Number 8. The Dark Knight. When Heath Ledger first burst through the door of Bruce Wayne's apartment as the Joker in Dark Knight, he was so terrifying that Michael Caine forgot his lines. There's a good chance we all had a moment of terror the first time we saw Heath Ledger's Joker. Number 9. Clerks. Kevin Smith's first feature film, Clerks, had a much more bleak original ending. Instead of just finishing his shift, convenience store clerk Dante was going to be shot and killed by a robber. That's much more interesting than "you're closed." Number 10. Saving Private Ryan. During the filming of Saving Private Ryan, all of the actors were put through basic army training, except for Matt Damon. This was done so that other actors would genuinely resent him. Jealousy can make people act very strangely. Number 11. Waterworld. Despite being known as a legendary box office flop, Waterworld actually managed to pull in $30 million over its estimated budget, with marketing costs factored in. Number 12. Schindler's List. Steven Spielberg refused to be paid for making Schindler's List. He used the money to start the Righteous Persons Foundation, which is dedicated to Holocaust education. Number 13. Die Hard. At the end of Die Hard, spoiler alert, Hans Gruber is dropped from the top of Nakatomi Plaza. To achieve a genuine reaction, actor Alan Rickman was dropped 1 second early during the filming. That's just cruel, but it does make for a really good shot. Number 14. Psycho. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho is a groundbreaking film in many ways. Way back when it was released, it was the very first film to show a toilet flushing. Number 15. The Shining. During the filming of The Shining, Kubrick called Stephen King at 3 a.m. and asked him if he believed in God. King said yes, to which Kubrick replied, "I knew it," before hanging up. Yeah, Stanley Kubrick was a bit of a weirdo. The worst part about this piece of trivia was that Stephen King ended up hating Kubrick's version of The Shining. Clearly, that call didn't help. Number 16. Sean Connery. Here's an interesting fact about an actor who's been in a lot of old films. Although Sean Connery got to play legendary super spy James Bond, he turned down roles in some great films, including The Lord of the Rings, Jurassic Park, The Matrix, and Blade Runner. But he did accept the role in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, so he's got that at least. Number 17. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. One of the newer films on the list. This behind-the-scenes interesting fact comes from the crazy mind of Tim Burton. Apparently, instead of using CGI, Mr. Burton insisted that they use real squirrels to crack nuts in the iconic scene. Wow, we never even knew you could train a squirrel. Do people really have pet squirrels? Number 18. Grease. Remember that awesome scene at the end of the movie? The one where Olivia Newton-John, Sandy, has her sexy new look? Well, here's a mind-blowing fact about that. She was sewn into those pants. There was a zipper break behind the scenes, so the crew had to sew poor Olivia into those tight leather pants. Must have been a real relief when she eventually took them off. Number 19. Princess Mononoke. Let's go behind the scenes with two of the most influential people in Hollywood. When you're producing a movie from the genius mind of visionary director Hayao Miyazaki, it's best just to let him do his thing. None other than Harvey Weinstein learned this lesson back when they were making Princess Mononoke. As if you needed more reasons not to like this guy, the now shunned producer wanted to make some edits to the movie to make it more marketable. However, Miyazaki sent him a katana with a note attached. The note only had 2 words: no cuts. Number 20. Halloween. We all know Michael Myers' iconic look, that blue jumpsuit, that insane creepy white mask. But where did it come from? Star Trek fans will be excited about this one, because apparently the Michael Myers mask was actually a Captain Kirk mask painted white for the film. Here's an even more mind-blowing fact. It only cost the directors $2, but made them a whole lot more money. Number 21. Harry Potter. In the world of magic and wizardry, you can just use a spell to repair your glasses. Behind the scenes, however, things aren't always so simple. During the filming of the Harry Potter series, actor Daniel Radcliffe had to go through 160 pairs of prop glasses. Wait a minute, the real-life Harry Potter doesn't actually use glasses? What else have you lied to us about, Hollywood? That is mind-blowing. And in fact, soul-crushing. Number 22. Cannibal Holocaust. Here's another fact about a pretty old film. There was a movie made in 1980 called Cannibal Holocaust that seemed unbelievably real. It's one of the first found footage films and really left a mark on everyone who saw it. It looked so real, in fact, that the director, a man named Ruggero Deodato, had to prove in court that the actors were still alive. Geez. Imagine your movie looking so real that people think you actually murdered them for it. Number 23. The Hobbit. When you think of the first Hobbit movie, what's the first thing that comes to mind? The Martin Freeman movie, right? Think again. We want to take you back to 1985, when an old film known as The Hobbit was made. But which American director made that masterpiece, we hear you ask? Think again. Again, viewer. This Hobbit was made by the freest, most aristocratically sound country of them all. The Soviet Union. That's a place we didn't expect to be on the list. Number 24. The Lion King. These days, toilet humor is a staple of some of the most hilarious comedies, and you can definitely find it everywhere in kids' movies. However, it took Disney until 1994 to jump on that bandwagon. Yes, it was none other than Pumbaa, the fun-loving, relaxed warthog who was the first character to fart in a Disney movie. The more you know. And that just about does it. What did you think of our list? Did we miss a piece of trivia from your favorite movie? Did we forget to go behind the scenes to one of the most interesting facts of all time? Let us know in the comment section below what you thought and the movie facts we may have missed. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to What the Facts. Wait, why don't you fact off with these other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or the right video and enjoy.